Okay guys, I'm going to just carry on where I left off. I'm now going to be into starting from A. I finished the 39 list, so now I'm going to do another one, sort of obscure titles on this one now. I'm not going to do, I'll move into other ones at a later date. So I'm going to start A with Alice, Sweet Alice, 88. Put this out, good slasher, part of their slasher collection. Next is the US release for Alone in the Dark. Good movie. I don't know why that's not available in the UK yet. I still haven't seen it, so maybe it's not. Next is that Peter Jackson's Bad Taste. Good box. Opens out in that inside, so it's a nice presentation box. It's numbered as well. I think I've got quite a low number on that one, to be honest. Next one is that it's a French one. Not really a horror, but I put it in with these, that Baz Moua, if I'm actually pronouncing it right. Uncut as well now, so moving down to the next shelf. First one up is Baron Blood, Mario Bava, early one, put out by Arrow, so you know it's going to be damn good quality. Next is the US basket case with the old snapper case. That good movie, early one. Straight into the next. I'm not going to waste too much time because of the YouTube times. Is Beast in Heat, put out by Arrow, another good release. Next we have Lucio Fulci's The Beyond, excellent movie, put out by Arrow, part of their like zombie trilogies type stuff. Excellent movie, well worth having. Next up is The Bogeyman, excellent, great transfer as well on that, put out by 88. Was really impressed when I seen the transfer on that. Well worth having. Good title as well, and a good movie. Next is the US release on the Code Red label for Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker. Still not available in the UK, God knows why. So I've had to get the US one just so I have it. It's just one of those titles when you think, why the hell haven't they released it yet? Joe Diamata is Beyond the Darkness on Blu-ray, put out on the Italian collection by 88. A good movie and uncut as well. I was always surprised when that got released uncut over here. I'd never thought it would have. Next is A Blade in the Dark, part of the Italian collections, another one by Lamberto Bava. Good title. Next on the list is another Arrow. This is another one by this is by Mario Bava this time. Blood in Black Lace. Quite an old title, this one. I mean, an old movie. I think it might be sort of late 60s, maybe early 70s, but it's very old. But it's great print, really tidy what they did with that one. Next is Blood Feast 2, Herschel Gordon Lewis sequel. To be honest with you, I don't think I've even ever watched it, so but I got it. Put out by Arrow. Another Arrow coming up, the Blu-ray for Blood Rage, an 80s slasher movie, and pretty damn good as well. And they did a good job with this one. So that's Blood Rage. Next on the list, well, next under alphabetical order is the Andy Warhol's Blood for Dracula, like the sister movie to Flesh for Frankenstein on the Criterion Collection label. Very similar cover as well to the Frankenstein one. Next up is the Blood Spattered Bride. That's the US release on Blue Underground. Still haven't seen a UK release for this. Maybe it's not out yet, I don't know, but that's the US one. Next is the Troma release of Blood-Sucking Freaks, director's cut. Joel Reed's Blood-Sucking Freaks, over-the-top gore, typical sort of Troma movie. Next up is Bloody Birthday on the Anchor Bay label. That's the UK one. I think it's on Blu-ray now as well, so I might upgrade that one. It's not too bad. First title on my list for David Cronenberg, and that's The Brood, which is my third favourite of his movies. That's on Anchor Bay as well. I do like that movie. My favourite movie of his would be Shivers, and then Rabid, and then The Brood, which I will come to them at a later date. Next up is Burial Ground, which is an '88 release, put up on the Italian collection. Zombie movie. Some silly gore in this one, but you know, it's a fun movie. 1981, to be honest. Next up is Cannibal Terror, which is absolute rubbish. I got the Blu-ray, still sealed as you can see, because I won't be watching that pile of crap over again. Probably the worst cannibal movie ever, but you know, if you're like me, you'll want it. Go on the list. It's 88, so I was silly enough to upgrade it. Next is Lucio Fulci's Cat in the Brain, one of his later movies. Not a bad title. It's out on the 88 as well. Next up is Chaos, director's cut, which I do like. There's some extremely good gore in this one. I know a lot of people don't like it, because they say it's Last House on the Left rip-off. Couldn't care less, but I enjoyed the movie. So there you go. Next up is Cheerleader Camp, another slasher movie, US release. Can't seem to get this in the UK. It's on Anchor Bay, but so I picked up the US DVD. Fun movie, I like that one. Next up is Fulci's City of the Living Dead, put out by Arrow on Blu-ray. Great movie, the third one in his like zombie sort of trilogy. After the Beyond, I think, if I remember rightly. Next along the list a little bit, it's going to be Class of Newcomb High, put out by Arrow. Good print on there, fun movie, weirdos at school and that, it's very funny. I'm going to leave that one out actually, because these are a little bit harder to get out here, otherwise I'm going to struggle. Next up is Combat Shock, which is put out by Arrow, just a DVD. Very weird, strange movie. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't mind the Vietnam bit, but I'm not too keen on the rest of the movie. But you know, I got it. Next up is Contamination. Excellent movie, like a sci-fi gore movie. Lots of gore in this one with exploding eggs, but it's certainly is a good movie and well worth having, and it's a good one because it's done by 88. Next one is the US Anchor Bay release for Ruggiero Deodata's Cut and Run, same guy who did Cannibal Holocaust. Still not available in the UK, but it's a very good movie. Some great scenes of gore in this, and it's the uncut version as well. And it's been recently released on Blu-ray, so I wouldn't mind picking up the Blu-ray of that one. Next up is Dawn of the Dead. What can't you say about Dawn of the Dead? The Arrow release, Blu-ray, absolutely great movie. Probably the best zombie movie of all time. And this is the, like I said, the Arrow release, highly sought after now. Next is Dawn of the Mummy, like a mummy movie with gore, not too bad. Next up is Day of the Dead, which is Arrow as well, the sequel to Dawn of the Dead, which I just spoke about. Well worth having. Great movie, some good gore in it as well. That's Day of the Dead. Next up, another zombie movie is the US release of Dead Alive. To be honest with you, I forget the British title on this one. I've actually forgot it, but there it is. The so-called goriest movie of all time, as they say on the sleeve. I could probably argue that point. Next up is Dead and Buried. I do like that one, on the Dragon label. I wouldn't mind a nice Blu-ray of that if I could get my hands on it. But that's Dead and Buried. good title. Next up, Deadbeat at Dawn, like gang sort of movie. This is the German version, obviously English audio, but it's okay. I think Arrow recently put that out. Next is Deadly Spawn on Arrow, like a sci-fi one, like alien monsters. It's not too bad, fun movie. Next up is Death Dream. I can't say much about this because, to be honest with you, I can't even remember it. But it's got a great cover on that one, actually. Next up is Death Weekend. That is just a bootleg copy, like a VHS to DVD. Still not available. I don't know why this movie's never been picked up by anybody. 70s movie, revenge movie, great movie. I wish somebody would actually bring that movie out, but they don't. Next up is Dario Argento's Deep Red. I know a lot of people like this movie and they say it's one of his favourites. It's not my favourite of Argento's, but I do like it. Another Arrow release, uncut, so he's worth having. Next is Delirium. I couldn't tell you anything about that movie, so I can't even remember it, so I'll be putting that one straight back in. Next is Lamberto Bava's Demons. Everybody knows Demons. Great movie. Lots of blood and gore. Arrow put that out, and there's the sequel, Demons 2. Same again, Lamberto Bava's movie. Arrow's is released as well, so you know it's going to be good. Next is Deranged. Arrow's put this out. That's uncut now as well. I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen the full uncut version. I've only seen the cut one, so I've yet to watch that. I've got to get myself moving because of the time on this. Next up is Don't Go in the House, which is okay. Not too bad. A guy burning people with a blowtorch. Next up is Don't Go Near the Park, and I will actually tell everybody not to go near this movie because it's absolutely a pile of crap. So we'll put that one straight back in. Next up is Don't Answer the Phone. That's a lot better. Sleazy movie with some big fat guy killing women in that. Not too bad. That's uncut as well. That's the US one. Next one is Don't Look in the Basement. I would call it Don't Look at This Movie. Another one of those ones that's not very good. So I don't have much to say about that. To be honest with you, I can't remember it. I know it was in like a loony bin. That's all I can really remember. And then last on this particular shelf is Drive-In Massacre, put out by 88 on their slasher collection. Not too bad. It's a very, very quick movie. I think it's only about an hour and 10 minutes, and as soon as you put it on, it's like over and you think, is that it? But that's about all I've got time for on this list, on this particular section. I will carry on exactly where I left off the next time I do a video, so I'll carry on from D and do another 2 shelves. So I hope you enjoyed that little look through some of my other titles. Feel free to comment below, and I will be doing another video shortly, and I will carry on exactly where I've left off from there. Cheers for watching.